Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something, well, a little different. We're going to tackle a huge topic, Binance KYC requirements, but we're going to do it by using only the title itself as our guide. Think of it as building the map before we start the journey.
Okay, so here it is. This is our entire source material for today. Just 3 words. It's like looking at the cover of a really complex book. Before we even think about opening it, let's figure out what the cover is telling us, and maybe more importantly, what it isn't.
So what we're really going to do today is figure out what we need to learn. By just breaking down these 3 words, we can see the core pieces of this puzzle and, the big questions we need to ask. This is all about learning how to learn about this stuff in the first place.
All right, first up, let's zoom in on the very first word. This is our ground zero.
That word is Binance. Right off the bat, we know any real explanation has to start with a crystal clear understanding of what this is.
Now, if we stick only to what's on the screen, we can see it's capitalized. That's a huge clue, right? It tells us it's a proper noun, a specific thing, an entity. But that's it. That's as far as these 3 words can take us.
And so immediately our first essential question pops up. What is it? Is it a company, a piece of software, an exchange? Because honestly, without knowing that, the rest of the phrase is basically meaningless. So that's question number 1 on our roadmap.
Okay, let's move on to the next piece of the puzzle. This is kind of the conceptual heart of the whole thing. And then we get hit with this, KYC. You know how it is in any specialized field, right? It's just alphabet soup, acronyms everywhere. They're super useful if you're in the know, but if you're not, well, it's like hitting a brick wall.
And this perfectly shows the challenge we're talking about. The phrase tells us that KYC is a core concept, that it's super important, but it doesn't even whisper what it means. It's literally a locked box sitting right in the middle of our topic.
Which, of course, gives us our second big question. What on earth does KYC even stand for? What's the idea behind it? And you can see how it's placed, right? It's the bridge. It connects the who, Binance, with the rules that we have to follow.
And finally, let's look at that last word. This is the one where the rubber really meets the road. This is what makes it matter to people.
Requirements. See, that one word changes everything. This isn't just some abstract idea to talk about anymore. It means there are things you actually have to do. There are rules. There are conditions you have to meet.
So our source is telling us that whatever Binance is, and whatever this KYC thing is, they're tied to a specific set of rules. There are actions you've got to take.
And that leads to the most practical, most important question of all, right? What specifically are they? What does a person actually have to do? Are we talking about sending in a photo of your driver's license, a utility bill, something more? This is the crucial stuff a user actually needs to know.
Okay, so we've broken it down into its 3 core pieces. Now, let's put it all back together and see the learning path we've just built for ourselves.
When you look at it reassembled, the flow is just so clear and logical. It's a journey. Step 1 is the who, understand Binance. Step 2 is the what, define this concept, KYC. And step 3 is the how. What are the specific rules, the requirements? It's just a simple path from who to what to how.
So what we've really done here is create a framework for how to ask the right questions. This title isn't just a label. It's actually a signpost, a map. And by just looking at it closely, we figured out exactly how to read it to get to a full understanding.
And so we land right back where we started, but with a totally new perspective. This isn't a dead end. This is the starting line. To really get this topic, you now know the 3 key questions you absolutely must investigate. Because sometimes the most important step to finding the answer is just knowing exactly what you need to ask in the first place.